My name's Tim Schaefer with The Call to Build. I'm a disaster rebuild missionary. I've been working for a number of years, helping people who've been affected by disasters, whose homes have been damaged, people who don't have the means to repair and rebuild their homes. We've worked in many different states, from New York to Florida, Louisiana after Katrina, and Dayton, Ohio area that experienced 15 tornadoes. More a matter of where the Lord calls, where the people are in need for whatever disaster might befall them. As we meet each individual and hear their story, follow as God leads us to do what we can to help fill the gap.
It's so overwhelming to them, they kind of get paralyzed. And that's happened to her. She told me that she would come in maybe once a week or once every couple of weeks and sit on the steps and cry. Somehow we've given her hope. And we've started taking off the second floor of her home. You give them hope, and they will tell you that. You have given me hope. I didn't have any hope. So because of what you do, I have hope.
There's much work and few hands. So just doing our part and trying to do so in a manner that we bring honor to God and glorify Him in the process. Many people find themselves in a situation where their insurance didn't cover replacement cost. So they might have gotten money from the insurance, but it's not enough to pay a contractor to get the work done. Other people we help didn't have insurance, or they find themselves in a situation where they have no means to recover themselves. Days immediately after a disaster, the community comes together, and so for a week or 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of people put their lives aside and they come together to help each other clean up. But as for all of us, something like that comes along after a few weeks, a lot of local people have to get back to their own lives. So it is difficult to garner a lot of local participation in the rebuild process, which comes months and maybe even years later. Working with local churches is great. As much as possible, we like to connect with them and seek through their ministry who they know is in need, to try to help be God's hands in their community for that church in that manner. Volunteer teams come from all over the place. Lutherans, from the Methodist, Amish, and Mennonite. For us, it's not about where you're from. It's about the willing heart to come and the willing hands to pitch in to do the work.
And so somehow that kind of all comes full circle. If we can use our hands and feet, to get dirty for Jesus and do the work and give people hope, what a beautiful thing is, because their hope doesn't really need to be in us. We just spark that hope in them, and our hope is in God.
For Marcy and I, our support, we try to garner our support through our friends and our family, so that when we step out into community, we're there to give to that community. I was a self-employed contractor in central Pennsylvania for about 10 years when I discovered disaster volunteer work. I volunteered myself for a week and got bit by the bug, as they say, and I've been working in disaster full-time for the past decade or so. Also a bivocational minister. He gave me the gifts He gave me to minister in His name in this way.
I can swing the hammer, I can take breaks and hang out with the homeowner. To build a relationship with the homeowners is an important part of our ministry. It's the same thing as building a relationship with Jesus. Jesus wants that relationship with us, and so we therefore do that with all our brothers and sisters.
You're not going to get rich being a missionary, but it was the ministry calling that became clear for me. Helping people who've been affected by disasters, whose homes have been damaged, people who don't have the means to repair and rebuild their homes.